Hey everyone, welcome. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to quickly clean up your desktop, get rid of redundant registry entries that are left behind, and also do a quick cleanup to the disk. So first thing we're going to do is open up our browser. We're going to go ahead and travel to Ccleaner. So just type that into your browser. You're going to go ahead and click on this right here. Reject all the cookies. We don't want to mess with that garbage. So go ahead and we are going to click on the download section. We're getting Ccleaner for Windows, and I can see they changed the thing here to probably try and confuse you to click on one of the ones that you got to pay for. But we're going to go down here, click on the free install. We're going to only use a couple of features out here to get this done. So go ahead and download that, put that in your downloads folder, go ahead and install it. Once you have it installed, you're going to go ahead and launch that program. Once you're launched, you're going to be greeted to this window. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and click on the option for the privacy. So we're going to turn all that off. So go ahead and do options, privacy, and you want to make sure all this stuff here is unchecked. All right, the things we're going to skip now, this is like more stuff like you would need to pay for. So we're going to head to the custom clean section. We're going to go ahead and leave everything there on default for the Windows and the applications. You're going to go ahead and click analyze. And that's going to show you all the stuff on here. It's going to go ahead and clean up. What I like about this is also knocks the, the empty registry or empty the recycle bin also. So, that's one less step you got to mess with. So you go ahead and get that done. You're going to click on run, continue. And then it's going to show you the amount of the size of the stuff that it removed. And it'll show you the files against that were removed. So once we're done with that, that part is done. The performance optimizer, we're going to go ahead and leave that alone. So just don't even click on that. I mean, you can get it if you want. It's something I wouldn't recommend because it's stuff you can do on your own anyway. So why pay for an updated feature that you can do on your own? Same thing here with the drive updater, driver updater. You can do that on your own also. So the most important one here is the registry. We're going to go on that, make sure everything here is ticked off. So once that's all on, we're going to go ahead and scan for issues. And there's this one part here that I do not want you to miss. When this is done, sometimes it may take 1 or 2 hits to get them all cleaned out of here. So we're just going to wait for that to finish, see what it finds. And believe me, if you've never done this before to your computer, there's going to be a whole slew of stuff on here. So it's probably going to show up more than what I have on here. So once the list is complete, we're going to go ahead and hit review selected issues. Now on this part here, to play it safe, you're going to go ahead and hit yes, so you can back up the registry just in case it deletes something. I've never had an issue with it deleting something, but you can never be sure. So go ahead and just click the save button. It's going to save it with the CC in front of it. And then I believe that's today's date. So you can easily find the file and see what date it was done for. So click on save. And then once you've done that, you can go ahead and click fix all selected issues. Once that's done, it's going to look empty up here. Go ahead and run it if you've never run it before, because more than likely, if you've never run it, you're going to need to run it maybe 2 or 3 times. Okay, so on this run, it does say 0, so this part is done. Then out of the tools section, the only thing that I really find necessary is the, you can get some info from here, in terms of what the browser plugins are installed for which, Explorer you have, or the web browser. Startup, you can go in here. This is kind of cool because if you see stuff on here that you don't need running right off the bat, you can go ahead and disable it. As you can see here, I've disabled the security health in the system tray. If you have stuff on here, once again, you don't need, all you're going to do is just click on this enable or disable here, and you can turn it off. Same thing with the schedule tasks. Context menu. This stuff I would pretty much not really mess with, because if this is on there, it's probably stuff you have installed and you're using. Now, if you do see an entry on here for something you don't have anymore, then you can go ahead and disable it. You got the Windows services here. You can also go ahead and disable stuff from here. Definitely, if you have a antivirus, you do not want to disable anything that has to do with the antivirus. So, it's up to you on what you disable. Just make sure it's nothing that you need, running when the computer starts up. The analyzer, pretty much something you don't need. Duplicate finder, I mean, what are the chances of having the same file? System restore, it's kind of cool. You can also launch that from here, so you can do that from here. It actually shows you the ones that you already have, backed up in your system, so you will see the recovery, items in here also. Drive wiper, I've never really messed with. And then options, we already went ahead and did the privacy. Advanced, you can go ahead and kind of mess with settings on here. I've never messed with this at all. Updates, normally I turn all that stuff off. The less stuff you have running in the background, the better. Smart cleaning, probably don't enable that because it's just going to add more stuff in the background also. Cleaning schedule, you have to pay for, so you can skip that unless you actually want to purchase it. Cookies, you can actually go through there and see, what you want and what you don't want. And then the other one I would use from here is the tools, would be the uninstaller. The added advantage to using this one versus the Windows one is you can actually go ahead and rename files in here. If you have something that you've already uninstalled and it's still showing up on here, you can just go ahead and hit delete. And you can actually delete the entries if you haven't installed, but that's not something that I would advise. But let's say you have something on your computer, you don't want anybody to know that it's on there. You can actually just, click on the item, click rename, and you'll be able to rename that entry. All right, so we're pretty much done with the Ccleaner portion of it. So we're going to go ahead and close that. The other thing we're going to run is this cleanup. If you don't have that in your start menu, you can just easily find it by hitting the Windows key, the letter S combined, and you can just type in disk cleanup, and it probably find it before you're even done typing. So run as administrator, click on that. Let that do its things. With the cleaner, you're going to want to check one of two things. If you have an entry here, that's probably stuff that's left over from a previous update. If you've done any type of Windows update and you're fine with it, it's running fine, you don't have any issues, you can also go ahead and click on the section here and then delete that also. We have more options here. This is the restore and shadow copies. You can do that. Usually if you use this, like I said, you can use it through the other program, or you can just go ahead and delete up to the last one that you have. That way you're not, using up space for, 4 or 5 restore entries that you don't need. Because if anything's running fine and you do have an issue, 9 times out of 10 is going to be repaired by the last entry that was on there. So that's up to your discretion. So once you figured out what you want to do, just go ahead and click on OK. Permanently delete the files, and it's going to do its thing. Now this will vary depending on how much stuff it's cleaning out. If you're doing the added update, it's going to take longer. So this is pretty quick for this section here. So as you can see, that's done. So that's the end of this one. So hopefully that'll, get errors cleaned out for you if you're having any issues. The registry cleaner part of it with the Ccleaner, that sometimes gets rid of issues. If you're having, for example, I had one with a burning software that wasn't working for some reason. I ran that, cleaned the registry, and it fixed it. So it all depends. It varies, but it's something, you don't want to have redundant entries in there that you don't need anyway. So that's a good thing to run every once in a while. So we're done with this video. You guys go ahead and have a good one. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next video.